Hey, vinyl nerds, vinyl collectors, and vinyl aficionado knows. No toe, do knows. No does. Well, okay then. I got some stuff here that's been being picked up from here and from there. I'll start off here with some CDs. The first one I got here is a band. It's a new band. This is their second album. This is called Gruesome. This is a CD, by the way, in case you couldn't tell. This is thrash metal. It's like the new thrash metal movement that's been going on for a little while. It's a good CD. If you like original thrash, you'll like this one. Let's see if I can get it out here. And then it just has the lyrics there on the inside. But it says here on the little paper that came with it, the album is called Dimensions in Horror, by the way. It says recommended if you like death, obituary, autopsy, morbid angel, cannibal corpse, and possessed. Which I like all them bands that at least the ones that I'm aware of. Possessed is like one of my favorite. Cannibal Corpse, you can't go wrong with them. Morbid Angel, I'd like to get some of their stuff. I don't think I have any Morbid Angel. So there's Gruesome, that's their new one. And speaking of death, I just picked this one up. This is Death's, I think it's their first one, Scream Bloody Gore. This is the reissue on Relapse CD. This is also out on vinyl. I'd seen someone show it recently on vinyl, which I would love to have that too. I'm not sure how much the vinyl goes for. I haven't actually seen it in person, so I'm not sure how expensive it is. But this one has, I don't think it has everything that the vinyl has, but this has a really cool booklet with it. And I hate that word booklet. I don't know why I said that. I don't know what else to call it. What else would you call this? It's not really a pamphlet. It's not really a leaflet. I don't know. But anyway, it's got a lot of cool pictures, a lot of cool liner notes. It's got the lyrics. And Death is one of the original, a lot of people would argue, death metal bands. This album came out in 86, 87, and it also came out about the same time as Possessed's Seven Churches. So a lot of people would argue that Possessed was the first death metal band because they had a song entitled Death Metal, but Scream Bloody Gore's EP was entitled Kill for Death, I think, or something like that. So, you know, the argument continues. But anyway, this CD has, the first disc is the original album. The second disc is the original Florida sessions. And then also the rehearsals from August 20th of 1986. So, if you like thrash metal, original thrash metal, this would be the one to get. This says a deluxe reissue of the most influential and important death metal album of all time, now newly remastered and containing tons of unreleased recordings, extensive liner notes, and super expanded packaging. This is the most comprehensive edition of the band's genre-defining debut album to date. So there's Death. Also picked up the new one from Rob Zombie. Right there. I don't think I showed this. This is the Electric Warlock Acid Witch Satanic Orgy Celebration Dispenser. You know it is. And there's the little bunny rabbit there on the inside. I listened to this record, and I think I actually might have already reviewed this. I don't remember. But you know, it's Rob Zombie. Seems like I did show this in a previous video, but if I did, then bear with me. You know, with all the other stuff going on, it's really hard for me to... No, I don't think I showed that. It's really hard for me to remember what I did and what I didn't do. You know, since I've been moving, on top of looking at records and listening to records and talking about records and looking at other people's records, and it's really hard to remember anything at this point. I mean, my memory has never been the greatest, but I'd say at this point it's pretty much shot. So anyway, that's the new Rob Zombie. If you like Rob Zombie, you'll probably like this. If you don't like Rob Zombie, it's not going to make you a fan. His early material is better, which I've said numerous times about a lot of bands. Their early material is always better. I don't understand why. There's a few exceptions, but usually that's the case. Anyway, this being the exception maybe to the rule of what I just said, this is the new Volbeat. Seal the deal, and let's boogie. Volbeat is a band that I think they were asked by James Hetfield to open for Metallica on the Orion Festival. Not positive if that's true. Seems like I'd heard something to that effect. I discovered a friend of mine actually played a Volbeat track for me one time. And it's like, wow, who is that? That's such a great song. And from that point on, I became a fan. I went out and I bought like 5 or 6 of their CDs all at one time. All the ones that I could find. I think I'm only missing one, really. So I was looking forward to this when it came out. I think this is the first album they've had out in about a year or so. And I'll just say that every track on this album is exceptionally good. It's very melodic. There's the 3 guys. This is the lead singer here, bass player and guitarist. This guy used to play with Anthrax not too long ago. But it's very melodic, very singable, very memorable. It's just a great album from beginning to end. And if you're into rock and roll, modern rock, you might want to check this out. Get the new Volbeat. You won't be disappointed. And here's a CD from a local band. My dad knows the bass player of this band, and he gave me this CD a couple days ago to listen to, because it's not his cup of tea, so to speak, because he's more into oldies and country and stuff. But anyway, this is called Letters. Make sure I say this right. Letters to the Blind is the name of the band. And I listened to this, and it's got 5 tracks there. It sounds a lot like, to me, Lamb of God, which is always good because I'm a big Lamb of God fan. So, yeah, Randy Walton is the bass player, Blaine Gordon on guitar, C.J. Jones on drums, and Chaz Bond on vocals. It sounds a lot like Lamb of God. So they have a Facebook page. Just go to Letters of the Blind. You want to check them out. But yeah, this is really good. So thanks, Dad. And moving on to some stuff. I got a free book this weekend. They have a festival we go to twice a year in Yellow Springs, Ohio. If you're not familiar with Yellow Springs, Ohio, it's the home of Dave Chappelle. And it's also the home of a very eclectic, free-spirited community, and I'm always about that. So we always like to go and see the crafts and stuff. We went this past Saturday, and like I said, they have an area there with, they have a lot of free books. Just pick the books you want. So I found this one. It's a Catholic Child's Picture Dictionary. I almost said Pictionary. And I just liked it because it's, you know, it's just sort of that religious iconic imagery. Try to mend words here together, but free book. And then on to the vinyl. I've been picking up some vinyl. I got, let's see, I didn't buy any vinyl at the street fair usually they have a dollar bin out front of the record store that's there, but they didn't have any out there at all, so I don't know if it's just because they've already sold all their surplus, or if it's because it was so ungodly hot they didn't want them out in the heat. Either or, I didn't buy any records there, so the money that I would have spent on that, I bought a few at Goodwill. So the first one here is Stanley Black and his orchestra, Carnival in the Sun. No pun intended there. I was just talking about having records in the sun, but that's such an awesome cover. The artwork on Stanley Black records it's a similar artist that does those, and it's always really cool. It's on Decca. So I know I'll like that one because I have a couple of his. This one here I bought strictly for the cover, Mike Mingo, To All My Friends. That's just great, is it not? I mean, he's got his, what do you call this, John Denver glasses on, I suppose? John Denver haircut, sort of. So that's sort of, he's got a bow on the end of his guitar. This is not a gospel album. It's, there's a song on here called My Eggs Don't Taste the Same Without You. Grover and Mike. The Sea of Free. This was made in Elida, Ohio. And it also has Dayton, Ohio down here at the bottom for booking. Says, while I spent my 2 years playing Army, I pulled a lot of guard duty, so I had more than my time to share of free time. So I wrote songs to take up my guard duty time. I mean, who wanted to guard some big truck? These are the best ones of the lot. I hope you like them. So, he was inspired by the Beatles, like everyone, seemingly, from the 60s. And so there you go. Mike Mingo. This record, I had none of this artist, and I've been wanting to get some for the longest time, but the few that I've seen have been like totally trashed and outrageously priced. So one, I'm not going to buy a trash record and pay a fortune for it. If it's $1 or $2 or even $5, depending on who the artist is, sure, why not? But this one was at Goodwill. It's Peter Ivers. And if you're familiar at all with Peter Ivers, or if you're not familiar, I should say, he hosted a TV show in the 80s. I can't get that out of there. And it was called, New Wave Theater. Pretty sure that was it. And he's quite young in this picture, on this album. This came out in '76. But he was very notorious for playing like very off-the-wall, avant-garde at times artists. You can look that up on YouTube. It's New Wave Theater. Pretty sure that's the name of it. He might have had more shows than that, but I remember that because I think it was on Night Flight or one of those cable channels. But yeah, I was really glad to find that, and no less, for 99 cents. This one I bought strictly on the cover and because it's on Verve. Shades of Today by Pat Williams. I always buy stuff on Verve label because it always seems to be really good. There's a lot of cool artists on Verve. And there's the inner sleeve. I mean, there's a lot of unsuspected artists on here too. So there's the label. If I'm not mistaken, I think a couple of the original Frank Zappa albums was on Verve before he's formed his own label. So, you know, anyone that's in good company of Frank Zappa, you know, it's guts to be good. Moving on, bought this for the cover. Sunshine Sounds Disco Classics, and it says Mountain Dew right there in the middle. I'm assuming that's the sponsor of the album. That's an awesome cover. It has The Hustle, You Sexy Thing, Love Machine, Pick Up the Pieces. You know, it's definitely the disco thing. Came out in '79. But it's just for the novelty of it, really. I mean, I'll listen to it, but it has a Mountain Dew thing and such an awesome roller skating cover there. And this one's called Bad Sneakers. Beat the Meter. Adventure Radio Best New Music of the Month. Sticker is on it there. And I bought this because it looks like 80s new wave of some sort. because there's a synthesizer. It came out in '84. There's a little synthesizer guy right there, and everyone on the album plays synthesizers except the drummer, and he has electronic drums. So you know it's got to be really, really good if you like new wave. That's all about that. And then I picked up this. I'm assuming this is a Hawaiian record. It says Honolulu City Lights. But that's such a great cover. I think it's pronounced Keola and Kapono Beamer. So this was, let's see, does it say where it's recorded? No, I don't see. Well, it was in Hollywood, mastering Sounds of Hawaii, Honolulu. So I guess it was done between those two places, but that's a cool label there. Look at that. Paradise label. Hey, get out of there. My cat is so nosy, he can't stand it. When I'm down here, he's right in the middle of everything. I mean, he can come down here anytime he wants, but just when I'm around. Get out of there! I want to throw something here in a minute. Okay, this is the last one I have to show here because I have to go and, destroy my cat. Not really. This one's called Oh Mama by Kristen Lems. It's such a odd cover, but I like odd. And here she is on the back looking like, I guess she's swinging with her mom. That's what it appears to be. And this is, here's a song on here called Talkin' Ginger Neutral Blues. Mammary Glands is the name of a song. Women Walk More Determined. Cuyahoga River. This is on Carlos Data Productions from Urbana, Illinois. It came out in 1978. That's the gatefold there. The pictures and the lyrics. The usual. I don't know what he's doing. Hey! What are you doing? Sometimes the cats just can't seem to stay out of stuff. I mean, I'm partially the reason that, it gets on my nerves. It's just cats being cats. But anyway, so that's the recent pickups, CDs, vinyl, and such. Haven't been buying a lot, like I've said before. I am actually getting my record room straightened out, as you can see behind me. I've got quite a bit more put up on shelves. Just still need to go out and shop for more shelves, but that's an ongoing thing. So, if you like this, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment, please, and thank you. Yeah, thanks for my new subscribers, and hope everyone's having a good summer so far. I'm waiting for my vacation. I don't know about you all, but anyway, until the next video, we'll see ya.